Hey, how's it going? Today I'm talking about, will cross-training help your running for runDisney?
This is Running to the Castle, a podcast for injury-prone RunDisney runners on a journey to running magical miles. Join me, Dr. Allie, as I share the secrets I've gathered as a runner, doctor of physical therapy, and coach. You'll learn the exact ways I get my clients to the castle strong without feeling broken or held together with KT tape as they cross the finish line.
So I get this question a lot because there are other running coaches that say cross-training will do nothing for your running. And I think that's bad advice. So cross-training, for anybody who doesn't know what it is, cross-training is activity that changes your cardiovascular endurance, improves your cardiovascular endurance. So basically think about your heart beating faster, you're breathing heavier, and you recover from that faster. So your cardiovascular endurance means that you can get your heart rate and your breathing up, but you also recover better than you used to. Somebody who's more fit has better cardiovascular endurance. An example would be when you first start training for any new activity, whether it be training for this RunDisney race, running when you've never run before, cycling when you've never cycled before, spin class, things like that. Think about how heavy you're breathing, how soon into the workout, and how long it takes you to recover after that. Then think about you've been doing it for a year consistently and how much longer it takes for you to get that out of breath, get your heart rate up that high. It takes longer and then you recover faster. It comes back down. Your heart rate comes back down to resting faster. Your breathing comes back down to normal faster. That means you are fitter, and that means that you have better, more improved cardiovascular endurance. So cross-training for the type of runner that I work with, which are slow, back of the pack, injury-prone runners, I'm not talking about people who are looking for a podium finish. I'm not talking about people who are looking for a Boston qualifier. I'm not talking about somebody who wants to PR a massive amount, get a sub 3-hour marathon. I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to the people who are doing RunDisney races because they enjoy Disney, they like the shiny and pretty medals, that's me, and they want to stay healthy or get healthy. And so for somebody like that, and maybe they've had an injury in the past and want to stay active, for these people, cross-training is going to absolutely help your running. Cross-training will absolutely help your running. The reason it will do that is because if you want to improve your fitness so that running feels easier, you bring that heart rate down and you improve your breathing after you've done the workout faster, you don't feel like you're just gonna collapse on the side of the road after you've done your run, and you want to feel better and more athletic with it, cross-training will help you do that. The reason for that is because there are a couple of ways to improve your cardiovascular fitness. One of them is running 7 days a week. I don't recommend it. I do recommend having 2 rest days. So maybe you could run 5 days a week. Absolutely, you could. But if you have a history of injury, does it sound like running 5 days a week may be a bit of stress on your ankle, as an example? It could. And so for somebody who wants to improve their ability to run, but can't run all of those days, that's where cross-training comes in. You know, you hear people say, practice like you play. Some people think that means, okay, well, I'm just gonna keep running. This is a mistake that I hear a lot of runners say when they come to decide if they're gonna work with me, or they do decide to work with me in Stronger, Faster, Finisher. They say things like, well, to get fit, I just went on a run streak and I ran daily. I did at least a mile and I tried to go faster every day and I tried to do more every day. Like I just saw on Instagram This person did a 6-day run streak. She ended up stopping. I'll tell you why in a minute. But I was looking at her stats because each day she was showing what her stats were, meaning her pace for that single mile. And she was so proud of herself that every single mile, every single day, she was getting faster. I don't remember the exact stats. It was like 10 seconds faster. Friend, that is huge. That is a huge amount to get faster, especially doing it daily. I'm glad she stopped at 6 and did not keep going. She wanted to keep going, but then she found out she was pregnant. And since she was just starting up this running routine, she didn't know if she should. She and her doctor agreed that she should not keep running at this time. Good news is she did stop, and then she found out she was pregnant with triplets. So yeah, that sounds like a lot on the body. I've never been pregnant. I don't have any children, but that sounds like a lot on the body. But if you want to improve your cardiovascular fitness and your body's ability to utilize the oxygen that you have to get faster, to get better, to not feel like you're dying at the end of every run, you can do that with cross training. And it's less pounding on your joints, less using your muscles in the exact same way. So it's better for you and better to prevent injury. So one thing, you may be going through this and noticing this if you have children. So if you have kids who are elementary to teen years, so elementary, middle school years, since I'm using school age as the descriptor, I shouldn't say two different things. Elementary and then teenage, those are two different things. Elementary and middle school kids, and you have kids playing sports. You may have heard the term specialization before. What the research is showing is that children should not specialize in a single sport, that they should be more well-rounded and play different sports to utilize muscles differently, to put different pressures and stresses on the joints differently so that they reduce the risk of injury long term. So somebody playing soccer may also benefit from going and playing basketball. Those are different sports. You're using your arms for basketball, you're using your feet for soccer. Now, of course, you are also running in basketball, but you're not running the full length of the field. If you have any soccer players, you know that when it becomes 11v11, that is a big field. And for most places, you start doing 11v11 around 5th or 6th grade, definitely by 7th grade. And you are now running, if you're a midfielder on an 11v11 field, you could be running 11 miles in a game. Now, of course, that's older. They only track that on adults, but that's potentially how much they're running. Versus basketball, you're doing short sprints, but you're running not as fast, but longer in soccer, and you're doing short sprints in basketball. And you've seen in basketball, you're switching out a lot faster than you do substitutions in 11v11 soccer. I don't remember what the restrictions are for subbing out in soccer, middle school and high school age, but once you get older and you're competing professionally, well, you're only allowed the 3 subs. It might be 4 subs now. Maybe it's 3 plus 1 injury. They keep changing the rules on me. I don't exactly know, but it's limited. Basketball, they're constantly changing them out. So you're using your muscles differently in the fact that you're sprinting short amounts and then going and resting, whereas soccer, you're doing slower but longer and for a longer amount of time. You're using your muscles differently. You're not specializing. And that comes into play with cross training, because then you get to use your heart and your lungs in the same way, but your other muscles and joints in a different way. So you get fitter faster without all that stress on your joints. When I was younger, I just thought of this story. So when I was younger, I think I had to have been 6th or 7th grade at this point, and it was summer. And so my main sports were soccer and gymnastics. But in the summer, starting in 6th grade, shoot, I don't remember. It was like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I played basketball. So 7th and 8th grade, for sure, I played basketball. I played on the Metro B League. I wasn't that great. I mean, I was good enough to make the B League, but I wasn't good enough to make the A League. Anyway, when I did gymnastics, we always took a break in the month of July. There was no gymnastics the month of July. Gymnastics went from August 1st to June 30th. Always the month of July off. One year I came back and my coach Bonnie talked to my mom and I was right there. Bonnie was like, "What happened in July? Allison is so much stronger." Everybody called me Allison when I was younger. Allison is so much stronger now. My mom was like, "Oh, she's been playing basketball 3 days a week on the league, the summer league, for the month of July." And Bonnie was like, "It shows. It is so different." And so this isn't exactly cardiovascular wise, but I started using my muscles differently. And I noticed, or my coach noticed, a difference as soon as I came back after that month. So you will notice a difference when you start changing things up a little bit. I'm not saying that you need to mix it up and confuse your body. I have another episode where I talk about don't confuse your body, but mix it up enough that you can improve your cardiovascular fitness without putting all the stress and strain on your joints. So I do know that other running coaches recommend just don't bother with cross training, just take rest days because it's not going to help your running. And maybe for those coaches' clients, maybe that's true. I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know the type of clients that they're using. But I do know that on the runDisney website, the training plans that are in there, if you read the fine print in there, those training plans say it won't help. I very much disagree with that statement. Cross training will change how well you run. I highly recommend you do it.
Please take what you've learned in this episode and use it to adjust your strategy for your runDisney race training. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things in the right balance so you can finish strong, not broken. And if you want personalized guidance specific to your race, your injury history, your running background, and your goals, that's exactly what we do inside Stronger, Faster, Finisher. You'll get step-by-step instructions and a proven system to help you train smarter from start to finish. Join the waitlist today to be the first to know when it opens next. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.